to shoot back, and he was held back by those who are covering the scene. And if you want the name, I will provide. After the rally, I went to record a statement and reported to Kina police station. From there, we went to Garbatula. We sat with OCPD. I'll be very fast, senators. Chair, I came back to Nairobi. I did a statement on the floor of the House. I wrote a statement, personal statement to CCIO Isiolo. I have copies of my statements here. Chair, sorry to take you back. A day after the shooting, the governor went public, and I wish I could play that video here. And I've given it to the DCI and CCIO, the CCIO Isiolo. The governor said, part of the statements were in Kiborana and part of it is in Kiswahili. He said, do you know what the mad woman said yesterday in Kenya? And he also were marks on the wall to see whether the walls were affected when the shooting happened. A month after the shooting, even if there is evidence, it will not be there. Yeah? Chair, I really want to have IG to tell me whether the governor has been summoned to issue a statement. If not, then it's my belief that there is some people somewhere who are protecting the governor of Isiolo. And I want to be on record on that. Number two, I really want to report the data of triangulation from Safaricom. I have reliable information. The suspects were calling themselves or each other more than 20 times on that particular day. There is money that changed hands on the first and the real day of the shooting. But what I'm getting, Chair, is that there is interference with that data. And I want to conclude.
Thank you.
Chairman, I want to conclude by saying
you've not concluded?
I have not concluded. The police is very clear, the Police Act, that the police can compel any witness by law to appear before the investigative officers. From the day of shooting, and I have complained, the governor of Isiolo is suspicious because of the statement he has made. I want to know whether the investigative officer has written to him a copy of that letter, whether his statement was taken. Those are the matters I really want to hear. Chair, there is even an officer from KPLC who was actually stabbed to death in Isiolo County last week by a close ally of the governor. Up to date, the victim is dead, the suspect is at large, nothing is happening. Let me conclude by saying the only way I will feel safe, and the suspects have vowed, the governor has vowed that this matter will not go anywhere. I have made sure that everybody has been fed in police service. The only way, and I've discussed it with IG, that I will feel satisfied those suspects by now should have been behind bars. But they have the protection of the governor and those who are allied to him. The only thing I'm asking this committee and the government is that independent investigators should be sent to Isiolo to investigate on this matter. Otherwise, I will repeat. There is all intention that is being planned that I should not move around within Isiolo, and I will not see the light of the day to contest the seat of Governor Isiolo, but that will not cow me. But I want justice to be done to what has happened, because some of the allegation by this governor and his ally, there was no shooting. I have actually just made an allegation. And that is why this matter has not moved a month down the line. Thank you very much, and I'll stop at that for now. Chair, finally, I've even written to Head of State to intervene on this matter, and I have copies of the letters of how serious this matter is. And I will not stop at that to make sure that this matter is dealt with properly. I thank you.
Thank you, Senator.
Chair.
IG, I think you've heard the Senator very clearly. And this matter is actually very sensitive, not only to this committee, but to the Senate at large. We're trying to examine the alleged shooting and the prior threats against the Senator. But also, there's the larger question of the Constitution that provides protection to every citizen, and whether, if the state or the National Police Service is meeting the obligation to protect elected leaders. And IG, what makes this matter even more sensitive is that we are going to an election period very soon. Leaders, I think, different leaders are wondering if whether we're going to have a free and fair and peaceful election if we, at this point in time, see threats against elected leaders. I think Senator Dulo has asked several questions. I don't know if you had an opportunity to take note of all of them. If you could please proceed to tackle.
Only two.
Let us have the questions raised by Senator Dulo addressed, and then we'll take further questions and interrogate the matter even further. IG, please.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair and Honorable members. I'm going to go through what the Honorable Senator Duro has said in the outrights, and then the DCI is going to give the necessary details. But let me start by saying this, Honorable Chair and Honorable members. Number one, let me say that our country is safe and secure. All the people of Kenya, either your properties, are safe and secure because the 100,000 plus police officers of this country are on duty fulfilling the requirement of the Constitution on 247 in all the villages of the Republic of Kenya. All the 1,300 police stations that are distributed throughout Kenya are working in the fulfillment of the requirements of the Constitution. So I want to assure the honorable members here, the entire Senate, Parliament, and all the people of Kenya that we are safe. That's the starting point. Number two, Honorable Chair and Honorable members, on matters raised by the Honorable Senator, Honorable Senator Duro, the Senator of Isiolo, they are very, very sensitive matter. And the National Police Service takes them very, very serious. And that is the reason why when I got her consents, I did direct the DCI to assemble another team from Nairobi to look at all the issues that have been raised. I the only asking at this level, Honorable Chair and Honorable members, is that the Honorable Senator is going to work closely with us so that we can be able to conclude these issues, because she has raised weighty issues. We need them. We need to record those statements by the new team so that we can be able to clear all the gaps that could be existing, and also, open and ensure that the entire investigation is actually fully exploited. I think that's the only asking from where I sit to the Honorable Senator. And having said that, Honorable Chair, I would like Mr. Amin now to probably deal with the technical areas in terms of investigation, what he has done and what is it that he is doing. Honorable Chair.
Director.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair and the members. Like I said a short while ago, Honorable Chair, I had an opportunity to go through the police file. And I can confirm to this committee that indeed there was shooting. And I can further confirm that Honorable Fatuma Dulo did not stage manage that shooting. This was an act by criminals with very, very bad intentions. And I'm very optimistic that we'll get them. Secondly, Honorable Chair, is the aspect of the delay in the submission of the cartridges to the forensics lab. And this is something I myself noticed when I was perusing the file. And I instructed the RCIO Eastern to give a show cause letter to the investigating officers to explain the circumstances behind the delay in the submission of the 4 spent cartridges. We are yet to get the response, but on the basis of the response that we'll be getting from the investigating officers, then that will inform my next course of action. In terms of the 2 suspects, it is true that they were summoned by the investigating officers and they recorded statements. So, contrary to the allegations by the Honorable Governor, who is not with us in this committee, nobody is untouchable. If there is evidence to show that they were the perpetrators, they were the persons who committed this shooting, then appropriate action will be taken against these 2 suspects as per law established. In terms of the allegation that there is manipulation of the raw data, that's not true, Honorable Chair. The DCI or the National Police Service does not generate data from the service providers. We are given the raw data, we analyze the data and take action on the basis and the outcome of that analysis. So that data is safe and appropriate action will be taken depending on the outcome of our analysis. After I discussed with the investigations team, of course, there were various challenges in the investigations. The incident, Honorable Chair, happened on 23rd of February 2026. And immediately after the incident, the Honorable Senator came to the police station and the report was booked. Unfortunately, she didn't record her statement immediately. The investigations officers received her statement on 13th of March 2026. And that was a written statement. She did not present the statement herself, but she gave the statement to one of her employees, who handed over the statement to the CCIO, Isiolo. After the officers went through the statement made by the senator, they realized that there were some glaring gaps in that statement that required some further clarifications. And then over time, and I'm informed by the investigating officers, getting the senator was a problem. Until 1 or 2 days ago that they were able to reach out to her, and they had a session somewhere in Lavington where the Honorable Senator expressed her concerns that she does not have confidence with the current investigations team. And after I consulted with Inspector General, then we were in agreement that we now appoint a new team to take over the investigations and to investigate the matter to its logical conclusion. The aspect of why we have not recorded statements from the senator. Honorable Chair, in terms of the hierarchy of statement recording, it generally follows a structured approach. And there are specific steps. We are guided by the evidence. The investigations are conducted methodically.
Point of order. Chair, is it the governor or the senator?
The governor.
You said senator, so I think you need to retract that from answer.
It's the governor. In terms of why we did not record a statement from the governor, I said we have our own investigative protocols. And when the time is right for us to summon the governor, he is not above the law. We have the National Police Service Act with us that we can compel the attendance of the governor. And we will do that certainly because his name has been mentioned severally by the senator. And we are going to call him when the time is ready. Otherwise, Honorable Chair, I would like to reassure the Honorable Senator that this matter will be investigated thoroughly and very, very professionally, and that justice will be served to the Honorable Senator, and that is a commitment I am undertaking as the DCI of the Republic of Kenya, and in the presence of my Inspector General. Thank you.
Chair,
Thank you,
Chair, can I ask
Director.
first, then? Can I just clarify one?
Let me give guidance. We've heard from Senator Dulo. We've had the response from the IG and the Director General, Director DCI. And I think Dulo, yes. I wanted to propose that we give an opportunity to other senators to interrogate the matter on your behalf. Because we still have time. Senator Dulo, I know you're very attached to this matter, and it will be only fair for us as a committee to interrogate the matter, even on your own behalf. And then we'll still give you an opportunity to clarify on some issues that you see are missing. Honorable Senators, we are going to interrogate the matter. I will give you an opportunity. And I think also as the chair, I also have questions, and I should start by asking the questions, then give the opportunity to the other senators to ask. My question will be to the Director, DCI. In your submission to the reply by Senator Dulo, you did indicate to the committee that you found that there were glaring gaps in the statement that was provided by the senator. To date, have those gaps been addressed by the investigation team? Secondly, you did indicate that you set up a new team to take over the investigation. I would like to know, because you said you did it in writing, appointed a new team. I just want to know the date that the new team was established to investigate the matter. You did indicate in your submissions that the two individuals that the senator has raised concerns about their involvement in the shooting, that the investigations so far have not brought out clear evidence in their involvement in the actual shooting. The question is there any evidence to show that they were involved in any way in the matter? I think we'll take two more questions from two other senators and then you can answer. Senator Cherargei.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you for the indulgence. You have to appreciate today there are so many committee meetings back to back. But, Chair, I'm shocked, for me and backbencher colleagues in Parliament and Senate, we are worried that if a chairperson of national security and foreign relations, Inspector General of Police, can be attacked in broad daylight, what happens to the backbenchers like us and the Olopolois? But I hope, IG, when you say the country is safe and secure, we can take that word as an aspect of confidence in the security sector. And we wish well Senator Dulo. And if you need any counseling support services, I think as a Senate, we should think about it because it was scary. And number two, I have only two questions. This year, you have indicated that you have a duplicate file, and there is another file with DPP. My only concern is you have indicated that there were glaring gaps in the investigation in that file. Would it not be neater to recall the file from ODPP instead of giving DPP a lot of work by submitting a file? Then if they reject, you come, or is there communication between you and ODPP to ensure that the file is recalled back and those gaps? Because, Chair, we are familiar in this country, some of these files are taken to DPP in skeleton fashion so that it is easy to terminate some of these cases, and therefore they are not prosecuted. So is there communication DCI that you have done with ODPP to recall back the file, ensure those gaps are well taken care of, and that file is finally, Chair, Inspector General of Police. There is the pattern of attacks against leaders in this country. A former MCA in Wasingishu called Edwin Misoi was attacked. He stayed for ICU and HDU, is now in general ward. Allegations mean that it is because of political attacks and different opinion. Senator Dulo was attacked. And my brother, Senator Otsosi, was also attacked. Does it not worry you? And what is the position of the police? Because, my thinking through the chair with a lot of indulgence, it shows that if you can attack a leader, what happens to the ordinary wananchi? That's my only concern. Because a leader, she is supposed to be epitome and beacon of security. So if IG, you are telling us we are secure and safe, yet leaders are attacked by goons, 40 of them. Chair, you remember your cabinet say he knows up to the people we sleep with at night. Why it is hard to arrest some of these people, like what Senator Dulo is saying? If the police know who I sleep with, where I take tea, they know where I am. Why is it hard when it comes to arresting some of these criminals? Was it a political statement, or is the police on top notch of the security? And Chair, in conclusion, because you must assure us of the security not only of elected leaders but Kenyans. If you look at the history of Haiti, it started like this, where goons overran established security system. Now we are running to Haiti to try and fix the country that is fragile. While we congratulate the police for trying to bring sense of security in Haiti, Inspector General of Police, this pattern, even as we approach the general elections, what can you assure us, and what strategy do you have in place to ensure leaders are protected? Chair, those are my two questions.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Sifuna. And don't prompt the IG to tell the public where we slept last night. So you leave that out.
Chair, why are you worried that we know where you are sleeping?
Chair, to me, the response by the DCI is a bit encouraging because, first of all, he has confirmed that Senator Dulo did not stage manage this attack as has been alleged. And I am more interested in that particular issue of allegations of stage management of attacks. Because IG, as you are aware, I am one of those people who has actually been accused of stage managing attacks against myself. One of the things you need to clarify to us, IG, in terms of these incendiary devices such as the tear gas canisters, please explain to us whether these items are serialized and the sort of arrangements in terms of chain of custody of those weapons. Is it possible for you to ascertain who and where that tear gas canister came from? Even when firearms are released from a police station, I believe there is a register. And I want you to just tell us whether it is possible for a civilian such as myself to be able to access that without the connivance of the police. Secondly, the DCI has said that he directed that the initial investigating officers be given a show cause letter. We want to know the reason because Senator Dulo has said that she knows there was interference in that investigation. Is the show cause letter out of incompetence because you saw gaps in the investigative abilities of that officer, or is it confirmation of what Dulo was saying, that in fact there was political interference in that investigation? Thirdly, Honorable Chair, you have told us that the two suspects appeared before you to register or to write statements. I want to know whether you established whether these two suspects are licensed firearm holders and whether they surrendered any firearms to you. And then lastly, Chair, this question of timelines is very worrying to us because you can see the pace at which the investigation is moving. And I can feel the DCI almost trying to throw the ball back to Senator Fatuma Dulo, that somehow she is the one who's been stalling the investigation by not being available to the investigating officer. I find that a very unfair accusation, Bwana Amin. In all honesty, all of us here are the easiest people to find. If your CS can call Dulo to tell her that he is not available to come to a meeting, just oppose that with what you are telling us. That on a matter that is so personal to the threat and the life of the person of Senator Dulo, you are telling us that somehow your officers were unable to reach her. And this is a matter you can see is very personal and very sensitive. She is available. She has always been available. Please, it would be very unfair for you to try and push this thing back on the victim of such an attack. So on the question of timelines, ordinarily, this forensic laboratory for ballistic analysis, can you paint a picture for the country? How long does it take to do a ballistic analysis? What sort of challenges are you facing? Is there capacity issues? I mean, how many ballistic tests are conducted in that lab in a day? What level of crime are we that there's serious backlog? It can take 2 months to just do a ballistic analysis on 2 bullets. It doesn't make any sense to us. And as a committee responsible for security, if there are gaps, IG, it is our responsibility to help you in terms of growing the capacity of that lab, whether there are financing gaps, whatever it is, you need to tell us so that we know. And then lastly, on this call data records, also tell us about the timelines. If a request comes from, if a request comes from the DCI, are you honestly telling us that it takes Safaricom 2 months to give you the call data records? No wonder even in the incident involving Senator Osotsi, Honorable Chair, we are being told that the suspect somehow sneaked out of the country. It is just absolutely, it doesn't make sense to us. How is it possible that it takes 2 months after a request from the police officers for us to be able to be told these things? And yet, as Senator Chirargea said, Chair, you know, those statements by the CS from Interior, they are very worrying. We have a constitutional right to privacy. If Murkomen can confirm that he knows where Sifuna sleeps and who he sleeps with, it means he is monitoring my movements. I am very worried. As the IG of police, you need to assure us. If I am under surveillance, you need to tell me I am under surveillance. I am not a criminal. And the people we sleep with, there's no constitutional limit to where and how, to whom. How is that the business? How is that the business of the Ministry of Interior? What they should be focusing on, Chair, let me just conclude, is solving these issues. And this is why we don't want politicization of the security sector. We have a lot of respect for you as a police force. We know you have very difficult circumstances under which you work. It breaks our hearts, IG, because we also talk to your officers. You find that, for instance, there is a bandit attack somewhere, and there is no police vehicle to be able to respond. At the very same time, your resources as a police service, we have 4 Land Cruisers full of policemen just outside Tuju's Dairy restaurant, just chilling there. You know, we feel terrible. It's a misallocation of resources because of politicization of police service. So, for me, Chair, we want to help you as a service. We have a lot of respect for you. We know what you do under very difficult circumstances. But if you don't paint a picture for us as Parliament, we cannot be able to help. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Senator. Before I ask the IG to let them respond to those questions, then we'll take further questions. Before you respond, let me allow Senator Osotsi to go on record.
Thank you, Chair. Godfrey Osotsi, Senator Vihiga County, and a member of this committee. And Chair, maybe you can allow me, because I've come late.
Yeah, no, I'll give you an opportunity. Let them respond to the various questions that were raised.
Okay.
Because there will be too many questions.
A preliminary issue,
okay,
which would be important to this committee. And sorry for coming in late. I've read through the response by the ministry, and Chair, this is the same response that was provided to the National Assembly as a response to a statement by Honorable Diki Maungu. And this particular response then was signed by the PS for Interior, Raymond Omolo. And it was rejected by the members. Now what they have done is that they have just maintained the same copy-paste and given to the CS to sign. So on the issue of admissibility, I would like you to rule on that, because this statement was rejected because basically the first 3 paragraphs were actually my statement before the police. And then there were insinuations in that statement which the members rejected. So on the
Senator,
aspect of admissibility, I would like you to make a decision on that.
Senator,
so that you don't waste my time.
Let me guide you first of all. Like you said, you came late. We are handling the statement by Senator Dulo on the shooting that happened in Isiolo. And then we're going to come to your matter. Now, in terms of whether or not if this is a copy-paste of the submissions that was made by to the National Assembly, we are going to establish that, and maybe before we reach clerk, if we can get confirmation, and then we'll give a ruling on that. So let us allow the IG to respond on the questions that have been raised.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members. Let me start by saying that the questions that have been raised are valid, and they are very, very important, actually. I'm going to deal with some parts. Mr. Amin is going to do the others, and I will also invite the DIG KPS to deal with a certain section of some of the questions that have been asked. Number one, first of all, I want to repeat what I've said there before, that our country is safe and secure. All of us, this morning, we woke up we are okay. We don't have few cases here. and deal with them as guided by our constitution and the law. There are gaps that were found by the investigators in the ongoing investigation, and we have indicated, and Mr. Amin has said that very clearly that that is why we are calling upon the Honorable Senator to come forward and then give us a statement so that we can be able to actually fill the gaps and move on with the investigation. Mr. Amin is going to deal with the other parts of the question that were raised by the chair.